and ESEA.
What's going on, lovers and haters? We do get to see FaZe Clan fall, and unfortunately for Exist, not only does he lose to his ex-teammates, a team that removed him, but he also bottom frags by quite a considerable margin, unable to break double digits, Chad.
He did win that 1v2 and then spray Draken's body. Yeah.
Yeah, it was quite cool.
He contributed. I like the fact that it's just us in here. I'm glad we've got rid of the other riffraff.
Trimmed the fat.
Yeah.
We have, indeed.
I
Yeah.
like looking into your eyes, Alex.
It's just going to be me and Chad for this one. We've just been working it out, of course, in the absence of Henry. He's casting. We thought we'd give him just the 3 minutes to empty his bladder, like we give all the players every half. Okay, moving into this one.
Yeah,
Sorry.
we can talk about the game.
We could, we should, and we will. Chad, first port of call is immediately just going to be a question of, you said in the pre-match FaZe were going to struggle.
Yes.
You said that a big win condition would be Exist being comfortable.
Sure.
You kind of had your questions answered in that performance.
Yeah, look, it's going to take, I hate saying time, but it is going to take time, and everything, it's not just uncomfortable for him necessarily, it's uncomfortable for everybody in the whole team to have to work around a new player. Yeah. This is a scenario that FaZe definitely didn't want to find themselves in. It's unfortunate that Olaf has, had to depart, had to take some time off because of personal reasons. But this isn't what we're expecting from FaZe. They still have the star power around them. Guardian, Nico, Rain, these are guys who are all big fraggers. Going up against NIP looking hot, though. Here's the thing that NIP did. Lost both pistols, won both force spies.
Yeah, that's pretty spicy. And
you'd like to see it.
You do. And a lot of those 2v2s, those 3v3s, all those situations went the way of NIP. We got to see Forest Desert Eagle just pop in Exist off the top of that boost. And in general, it does seem like the general consensus here is that FaZe, I don't like using the word time.
I know, right?
They're a team that have just got to like 6 grand finals in a row or something. Don't write that down. But
that's not a stat.
That's not a stat.
No, but it is numbers.
It is numbers.
And we're not on by the numbers right now. We are at the Pro League desk.
Yeah. So the first pistol round, Nico taps down 4 with his pistol.
He did it last night as well.
Did he?
Oh, yeah, on the city side.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, he just absolutely destroyed everybody.
And I mean, that's why when we did actually run that fantastic video of who is the most skillful player in the world, almost every player they interviewed said Nico and Simple.
Yeah, I think another positive maybe to look for in this whole NIP victory was the fact that Forest was fragging back towards the top of the scoreboard. We have had discussion on the desk that NIP moving forward, the future of this team needs to be Rez and Drake and being the stars, with Dennis, showing his prowess coming in that third slot. And then Get Right and Forest can have good performances whenever they see fit. And here's one of those performances, Forest 27 kills on the board there. It's a pretty good number, getting close to 30.
Yeah, it was spectacular. And what's actually most interesting for me is that we're having NIP pick up a win versus a big name without Dennis fragging.
Yes.
That's actually very good. It sounds stupid to say he only had like 7 frags, and they win versus FaZe. And what was the score in the end? 16-8.
Yes.
Right? So that's just absurd.
Concise, right?
That's perfect. I mean, that's your leader not having to do anything else.
That's the way I liked it when I was an in-game leader, Alex. If you could call the strategies, your teammates could do everything they needed to do, and you didn't actually have to do much other than focus on making the calls, that always was a good feeling. I think it's a little bit different for Dennis. He's more in the thick of things. Now, look, he did die 12 times, which means, that's not always fun.
He was in the thick of things.
Exactly, right? So he's still involved in the rounds. Maybe his deaths allowed a lot of kills to happen. Those are things we should really need to go back and analyze. We don't get all the perspectives with the observing, because you can only watch one player at a time.
Bingo.
But there's so much context to be added to a lot of these things. I think a positive thing is Nipper looking hot, and 3 points on the board has definitely given them a good shot going to Dallas.
Yes, indeed. I mean, that's 3 more points. I think, where does that leave NIP? They were at the top of the table
they were already top
yesterday.
4, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. They were. They got to double digits already. This will put them on the 11th mark, with Space Soldiers. So I would almost say...
It's top 7 now.
So 7 slots.
Yeah,
from
so
the European
I would definitely say
Pro
NIP
League.
are going to be there.
Yeah, you'd have to lose every single game.
Don't quote me.
No, you'd have to lose every single game. We could bring up the standings. They won't necessarily be updated. I don't know if we have the power in there to summon those graphics. I think it's coming. Here it comes. Wiggle my fingers and a clap. And abracadabra. Standings are here.
Damn,
now, this will help you understand
good.
exactly. In fact, it looks like they've actually added NIP's win already. So just breathe that all in. Let's have a look. So top 7 slots. And here you can see the cutoff. There is a lot of mess in between like 7 and 10, 11.
Yeah, it's normally the last spot or the last 2 spots that are really highly up for contention. I think this now with European region being given 1 extra position, we should have the cream of the crop definitely rising towards the top. It's the problem, the only team that at the moment is in a position that I think they should be higher is Fnatic, and that's because they played a couple of games, they probably should have won, they've had some travel issues here, there and everywhere, coming back from places like China and having to play big matchups, but they've only played Very few games, right?
14. Excuse me.
Yeah, so there's still 10, there's still 12 more games for them to play.
That's not maths. Oh, I see 6 more matchups.
They have to play 26 games in total,
Yeah,
so
right.
they still have 12 more maps, and that's a chance to get a lot more points, 36 more points.
And in stark contrast, you've got Na'Vi who played 18. So already there's a huge discrepancy on that standings right now between just how many games teams have played. So a pinch of salt
Yes.
is required.
Now we're going into Overpass right now, Alex.
Yes,
And
that is our next battlefield.
do you remember when FaZe played North on Overpass?
I do remember that. I also remember we sat there in the pre-match and said, "Oh, rain in toilets and
Yeah.
watch out for all Guardian and who."
And how will Exist play over the B-bomb site replacing Olaf? And will North exploit it? And North definitely did exploit it on their T side, but it was mainly that North CT side. They picked up 10 rounds. They could have been even more. Guardian had a very poor game, only 6 kills. The AWPer on that side of the map. Obviously, the T side, you can get shut out. It's not fantastic. And those odds definitely probably need some updating. If I was a
Yes.
betting man, I'd happily put that on
I
NIP
think
right now.
Betway need to keep their eyes peeled because FaZe are playing. Like if you looked at FaZe with Exist, you'd notice that they actually have been struggling to get any wins on the board.
Yeah, the morale in that camp's got to be at an all-time low.
Yeah, well, I mean, with
Actually, no, it can't. Think about all the heartbreak they've had. Losing the Katowice final,
yeah.
losing the major final.
Losing to Team Envious 16-5.
Well,
They're
we've all
not in a
been
good.
there.
They're not like your mentality is shot at that point. Of course, you've had a completely unforeseeable and uncontrollable, without the realms of possibility.
Yes.
You can't deal with it. You lose Olaf Meister, and of course, zero reasoning behind that. You can't get upset about
Mm-hmm.
that. But you can get upset by just trying to get into that server and try and get your groove back. I mean, that's what they're really struggling to do right now.
They're in the thick of it, exactly,
Yeah.
right? And the problem is they don't get a chance, they don't get a window of time right now where they can sit there and practice and hope that Exist can slot in, change things around, maybe facilitate him a bit more. Like we said a million times, he's just plug and play. He's in, he has to feel comfortable, he has to feel as comfortable as quickly as possible. And the dynamic changes as well. We don't know what Olaf brought in terms of personality into the server. We're not sure what his contribution on different bits and pieces were. So you have to keep these things in mind. Exist is coming into an environment that was already set, in a championship environment, and it's big shoes to fill when you're coming on a player like Olaf, who was once the best player in the world. 2015?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was rated the best player in the world, almost close to 2 years in a row. But Olaf Meister, of course, absent. And I think when it comes to slotting in Exist, in my mind, you can't change your strats around him. Like he's not a good enough player for you to make, okay, you're more comfortable here, then let's put Nico in a position he's not comfortable in. Narain, I get that they're more flexible and more competent, playing somewhere they're not used to. Chances are they're probably used to it at this point. But I just think he has to just have a bit of a growth period now where he's like, okay, so now I'm playing in or on train. Now I'm going to try and, I'll get on a server on my own and I'll find out what angles I like and where I can play and what nades work for me.
Exactly. The question mark becomes, when do FaZe draw the line? When do they go, well, we need to get victories in Pro League now, otherwise we're not going to make the finals?
Which is a whole lot of money.
Exactly, right? Does that become a decision process? Because if it does, then it's, okay, now we physically have to change things. We have to try and make an environment better for everybody so we can get victories, not just one that makes sense for the long term. Because what they're doing right now makes sense for the long term, right? It's the long grind, getting back to the point where Olaf feels comfortable to come back to the game. And once he's able to do that, then they can just carry on like nothing happened.
Yeah.
But if they're not able to qualify for these kind of finals, they're in the race for the Intel Grand Slam. And like the Dallas, they can get another notch in the belt. If they can't even get to Dallas, that's a big problem.
A huge problem. And if you look at their recent results, they conceded a best of 3 to Virtus Pro. They lost 16-5 to Team Envious. And they lost a map to North, in fact, over on Overpass. No, that was G2. Excuse me, what was the map? It was.
No,
I
they
got it
did
right.
lose to, yeah.
16-5.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Concise victory.
Gosh, that is actually really quite painful. Okay, so they've had their fair share of punches. We're going into Overpass. Are you going to give them any hope?
Cool. I like what I'm seeing from NIP. They're looking very well rounded. I'm going to stick with the Ninjas.
Yeah, and if Forest puts another performance like that, you absolutely know it's going to go one way and one way only. Close to 30 frags from Forest in that one. And there were 2 casters that guided you through it. We'll bring them into the conversation if at all possible. Gents, you got to cast FaZe looking bad. How does that feel as a caster?
This week I'm kind of used to it.
Yeah.
I'm giving them a bit of a pass this week. I'm not going to expect too much out of them. Exist definitely is a bit of a problem. You can see the inside bomb site being exploited time and time again on train. Could have a similar situation on the B bomb site here on Overpass. To be fair, that's where he used to play in NIP. He should be well versed there, but still it looks quite shaky, and I'm still thinking NIP are going to take the 2.
It feels so crazy, doesn't it? It really does. In just a blink of an eye, we are sitting here saying, well, it looks like NIP are the favourites here in Overpass versus FaZe. Yeah, I'll let you breathe that one in, Harry.
I mean, I'm happy about that, right? I'm an NIP fan. I kind of love to see it. NIP looking good. But it is kind of disappointing if you're FaZe, right? They've gone from being a team that's like, at one point I think was best in the world, or you could definitely make that argument, kind of up there with like SK. And they never actually won anything, right? So like they've always been the team that's like come second or made it to the final and then lost out. The one benefit of that is they're used to disappointment at this point, so maybe if they don't make it to Dallas, it won't be the most heartbreaking thing for them.
We'll see what happens here. NIP will be starting on the CT side. Get right with the smoke and the diffuse kit. And will be 4 sets of armor as Reds goes towards top of middle. Does find Carrigan there. Not going to be exchanging any damage just yet. Just nodding to each other. A sign of respect, perhaps, as 3 players from FaZe go towards the connector. They've got 1 Molotov, 2 smokes. They'll be heading towards B. Molotov in the barrels. Smoke or graffiti. Smoke towards heaven. And then get in together. They're going to open the door and see if there's anyone boosted up. That's going to be their first port of call. Set themselves up for the smokes now. They'll be deployed as Rain gets himself in position. The Molotov will be thrown towards the barrels, and it goes any second. Guardian's going to deploy it. There it is. There's the smoke of graffiti, the one towards heaven. The smoke is not perfect though. As they make their way through, Rain will find the first, Nico at the second, and now he can continue to push a little bit further, knowing they have this huge advantage right now. Kills coming in, Exist doing a good job, but Rez coming in the back with Draken. All of a sudden it falls apart, Harry. It was looking so promising. Carrigan has to hit this shot. Can't quite do it yet. Bomb not planted, and they really did have a bit of an oversight there. Rez so low HP, and they might make their way towards the A bomb side at this point. They'll be pushing the B bomb, so what seemed like a perfect round from FaZe has fallen on its head.
Yeah, they're going to start to creep up to Rez, but actually he's got no idea. He's going to go down and check it, but Exist wins that out. And that's a big kill to find, because, you know, it was looking a bit dicey for FaZe. It looked like they were going to win, and then it went the way of NIP, but now they've clawed their way back into this round. Carrigan going to stay aggressive here and wait for Draken, and if Draken doesn't get his gun out, could get caught unawares, but starts to creep on up. He didn't spot Carrigan sneak on by, and that could be massive. Carrigan now emerges, and he's just toying with Draken, keeping him busy, buying so much time for Exist up in that bomb site, but Draken, well, he's going to find it now, 1v1. The new ninja versus the old. Gonna start to make his way and taps on the bomb. Exist peeks into it, but there we go. Catches him on the defuse. Draken is none the wiser. And FaZe, they find themselves the pistol around here, which, you know, you feel like they were owed after such a strong performance getting into that bomb site. It was a good attempted turnaround by Rez there. A nice quick double, and, you know, Draken almost getting it done in the 1v2.
Almost did. He did well to bring down to the 1 versus 1, but Exist once again another clutch going in his favor. This fill time for FaZe, not NIP. It's still so strange to be saying that. What a great game this could be. FaZe with the 1-0 start. Get right with the Julies once again, not force buying in this second round. Rez gets a little bit more than his teammates. He goes to some armor, considering he got a few kills there. So obviously he gets an extra $600 for those kills he got. So he'll take himself down to $800. Julies for Get Right. Those cost $400 now. They were buffed, if you like, made cheaper. Don't really see anyone using Buck Get Right. 30 bullets of doom potentially if he gets in the right position. Very difficult gun to handle. Or guns, I should say. They're getting towards B. Nothing there at all. Get Right all the way back there with the Julies, hoping he can get maybe a knife kill here. I'm not sure if anyone walks by him. The Julies, as mentioned. Bomb to be planted. Round over, essentially. And it will be 2-0 FaZe. No chance this retake's going to work out for the Swedish boys.
Yeah, they're just going to look to hold on to what they've got. They stacked up over towards A. No one came their way, so they hold on to the guns and use them another day. They've got 4 Deegs, armor up on Rez. And if they can get away with it, you know, we saw them on train. This buy that they go into in this second round where they go for the Deagles across the board, they're pretty proficient with it, all things considered. And, you know, I think it is good. I think I agree with what you said, how more teams, I think we're going to see them gravitate towards buys like this because, you know, the Deagles, the CZs, they are so strong. You don't necessarily need that armor behind it, and I think utility is so important on the CT side, especially, you know, at the minute. And on a map like Overpass or maps like Trade, which have been, you know, more and more popular as the years have gone on. I think teams are starting to realize the importance of having that extra utility into that 4th buy round.
Well, it will be another Deagle purchase here for NIP. Looking to get the guns out in the next round. 3-0 looking likely for the international squad here. We'll see what happens as we get into the next round. We'll be Bracken to challenge first with Deagle, but Carrigan quickly shutting him down. There is a bit of damage exchange there, as we'll get into a 5-on-4 situation.
Well, Rez was able to take one down with him. And actually, he's still hanging around over here towards A. Still looking keen with the D. Get right in with the dualies down here towards this B-bomb site. Geralt is really the only pro player who uses this weapon. I think there's good reason for that. They're pretty terrible, but they look cool. And if he ever does anything impressive, he will inevitably get to the front page of Reddit. That'll be a thing.
Yeah, if he gets a 3k maybe. I don't think that'll be happening. He's not really a multi-frag weapon. We'll see though as we get into the next round. Here it is, 4 on 3. Let's get right. Position himself towards short. You do expect FaZe to run away with this round. Smoke towards heaven. Flashbang up short. Get right. A bit of an off angle here. Somewhere you don't really expect him to be. It's Nico though coming for him. Even if he gets the drop on Nico, he has to hit 2 really nice headshots to stand a chance. Straight through the wall. Rez gets his head blown off over a bit of a wall bang himself. Dennis does get 1 with the Desert Eagle. Get right still there, remember, with those dualies, but can he get anything done? Gets 1. Starts to reposition now, looking to be a bit of a nuisance. Rain will go for the full plan. 10 seconds remaining. Get right might do this, Harry. 5 seconds remaining on the plan. He'll have to go for it. Dennis will jump his way through, but the bomb has been planted. Nico up against it. Lucky he does have the veil of the smoke. Dennis goes towards the side now. Not going to be winning the round, but the looks of things, Nico is low. It's getting a bit dicey now, but a nice shot from Nico to finish things off. 4k in total, and we'll see if NIP will bring out the AWPs. But got a bit too close for comfort there, I have to say.
Yeah, it feels like
stepping up.
Harry, it feels like you have a very limited power to see like 20 seconds into the future. Because you said, get right, you know, if he got a 3k with the dual Berettas, he inevitably would. That's exactly what he had to do. He was so close as well.
Yeah, that would have been quite sick. He actually did a good job to get that first kill, then deny the plant and everything. Made it very uncomfortable, at least an expensive round for FaZe. He did that before, remember. Draken this time. This is one of his better maps, I have to say. When he's playing good, it's quite a sight to see. And here he goes. That's exactly why. Aggressive, of course, and gets the double. Takes Rain and Carrigan. Lovely stuff. As he looked to post their first round. Drakens have an absolute monster performance this evening. Great map on Train, and now a 3k to kick off the first gun round, and presumably define the first round for NIP here in general. Guardian was very quiet on Train.
And you feel like, you know, FaZe are going to need him to step up, because when Draken's going off like this, you need your Europa to step up to try and take him down a peg. Nice flick there from Draken. He's not going to go back. Doesn't want to go re-peeking into Guardian. Draken's on 4. Surely he doesn't get the ace. Surely Guardian finds him here, and he does. So, Guardian's at least won that out. Denied the ace the way of Draken. Regardless, this round, you imagine, is all said and done. Unless Guardian can one-up his AWPing counterpart over on NIP and get the ace. But, a 1 versus 4 clutch with the AWP. You know, not impossible, but it's with how things are set up, yeah, near on impossible. Rez is going to lock in that round for NIP. I'm glad we get. I mean, it's you know, that shot here, boom, that was wonderful. He's not done yet, but down into connector he goes. You love to see it, Henry.
You really do. Well, there we go. It will be 3-1 NIP with Draken leading the charge. Double AWP set up now. Dennis brings that out. And you can see 4 HE grenades. They'll be nading towards middle, I'd imagine. Could work out as well. We'll see, because Dennis is going to be there on the receiving end. Here they come. The airstrike has been deployed. No real damage inflicted, though. Just Dennis getting a big calling card there. They'll be coming there. He misses a shot. Desperately tries to get out of dodge here. And it looks like Rez will be there to back him up. But Dennis doesn't want anything to do with this. Forrest certainly does, though. He'll be taking a couple from the connector. Looking to finish things off here. It's a bit of a risk to go for it. Demonstrated and Exist will take at least 1 kill. A nice idea there by FaZe with 2 rounds in a row for NIP. 4-man HE strike did yield at least 1 kill. Got things very uncomfortable for the likes of Dennis as he fell back. Rez got 2, so did Forrest. So 2 kills picked up on pretty much a full eco. All power for Guardian. Like we said, quiet games from him tonight. 1 and 4, but still early days here on Overpass.
The thing that I find scary though for FaZe is just how good Draken is on this map. You know, some of my favourite Draken clips have occurred on Overpass. I think it is just a map that comes so naturally to him. Oh, he spots Guardian down in mid, just over the tip of the smoke. The slightest bit of movement there through the mist. The Draken is just there to punish you for it. And well, Guardian's going to be kicking himself. Losing that duel this time around is giving away the man advantage to NIP early on. And now, in response to this, Nico's down here in connector. He's clearing out all these angles. And actually, Carrigan has been gifted a frag onto Forest. So we're back into a 4-on-4, even across the playing field now. Looks like FaZe are going to start to rotate over here towards B.
There we go. 4-on-4. Dennis A good visitor. I always like him in these sort of spots, ready to mow them down. There it is. Carrigan with the AWP won't be able to do anything about this. Exists to challenge Dennis. It's going all sorts of wrong here for FaZe. 3 clean rounds in a row for an IP. That's if Nico can't do anything about this. Certainly can't. Dennis with the 3rd. And Draken to finish things off. Draken and Dennis. Especially Draken has been phenomenal. He got 3 kills in the earlier rounds and then 2 there as well. That's going to knock them down to an eco. We're certainly here. Round number 7, been quite a quick first half so far. And Dennis with the AK-47. Nothing really phasing him. That's what he did there.
I mean, yes. Like I said, I mean, I think Draken has a big history of doing so well on Overpass. I mean, yeah, he looked deadly enough on Train, right? But this is, I would say, an even more iconic map for him. It's probably one of the best. Wow, wait, look at this mid play. Let's see if Draken is able to survive this. This is a kind of a real test if you are on the open. He just keeps chaining them together. 3 frags. It's very easy to go down in this sort of scenario as they rush into you with the PT-50s. He's able to outlast Rez. Carrigan might find him here, but going to start to back away. Carrigan's now got an M4. Any damage he can find is fantastic, but he won't get anything.
Draken, 3 more kills, racking them up. Keep them coming. 11 and 3. NIP still a little way after losing the pistol. Guardian still on 1 frag. And Draken against Eco, sure, but this is still replay-worthy clip, I would say. Nice shots. Guardian surely can't be taken down by the rival sniper again. Draken certainly has been stepping his game at this evening. One of the best performances I've seen from him in a while. Smoke towards the bathrooms at the very start. Lands in the mouth of them. Stops anyone getting information at the very start of each round. There it is. You can see Draken stifled. Let's pull that towards long. There'll be Rez behind the rock, baited in by the AWP. And they'll be towards Party, the T's at least. They've got some mid-control finally. No big sniper to take them down at the very start. It's the Slovakian star though. Guardian, still early days. He can still find some form here. He's going to have a player in front of him and to the left of him. Rez with 2 kills, looking for the 3rd. Can't quite get it, but he does get a dink on rain. Unbelievable. Will he be able to capitalize here? Draken trying to find it. Knows he's low and offers himself up. Saw the bloodlust there, Harry. And that's going to be him going down. We'll be able to make up for it, but no real need for that. It's getting a bit carried away in all the excitement there.
Nico's got to be careful. Get right is going to discover him. That was got a bit worried there for Get Right. Nico's spidey senses tingly. Now it's Exist. It always seems like it's Exist to try and clutch versus NIP. But personally, I kind of love that. Lets me make a much more kind of eccentric, romantic storyline around the whole thing. Exist out for revenge against the guys that he once called friends. Probably still does, but going to be wrapping around long here. 20 seconds. Able to find Get Right. Has to go back for the bomb. It would be the run of a lifetime if he was able to clutch this out, but yeah, there's no time. Looking like he maybe wants to try and go for it, but there's only 13 seconds. Nah, just going to grab the AWP.
Grab the AWP. He'll get no money himself. Loss bonus will be a maximum, so if he can save the weapon, at least that'll be something they can buy up around it. 2 players remaining in up. He can't really find him, so he will save the AWP. He'll drop that to Guardian almost suddenly. I guess he's got armor. Maybe he wants to be dropped an AK, and he'll give the AWP to Guardian here. They'll probably take a pause, which indeed they do. See whether this timeout yields any sort of success. So far, nothing. Rez, this is so good. They're playing very well. Draken's being dynamic. Just when they think they found him towards long, he misses the first shot. He even dinked Rain there as well, just to note. So it could have been the 3K. As we'll be getting into this momentarily, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be round number 9. Tactical timeout coming to an end. Back into regulation time. Orps out for Guardian again, but he hasn't really done anything, has he, so far?
No,
1 kill to his name. I'm pretty sure he's still at that.
Yeah, and that's kind of the scary thing. You know, they saved the AWP forward, they throw it into Guardian, but he hasn't really shown he's capable of making these, big catalyst plays just yet for FaZe. They're relying on him in this round. He's going to try his hand at some aggression down here towards Monster, but Dennis not peeking into it just yet, although Dennis has shown he's more than willing to go for these aggressive peeks in with the AWP as well, so it does run the risk of going down here. Guardian still creeping forward. Flash goes out. That flash is perfect from Dennis. Misses the second shot, but he's already been able to drop the AWP. Exist has gone forward and picked that up. They're just juggling it around now within the team. Nico's got the scout as well, but yesterday when we saw him pick this this weapon up, he was pretty fond of it. It's a nice little boost as well to clear out the angle down towards toilets. I see as Nico's got control of mid, the rest of the team now going to regroup over here towards him. Carrigan's been thrown the ult by Exist. Now creeping on over towards A, but Draken, I think this is where we could really see him shine. So many plays highlighting this man from inside the A-bomb site when he has the AWP, his weapon of choice. And he has been feeling it. He's going to take his first peek in, and that flick onto Carrigan. Damage done, and Draken, he's not done yet. A second, wants to go in for more. He spots where both of these last players are.
I'll go for wall bangs as well. This guy really is feeling it tonight. He's got the bomb down, time on his side, wants a bit more of the action. 2 kills so far. Here comes Get Right. The easy spray down. Rez will help him out as well. And NIP is in full control of the situation. Not a single kill picked up. 1 and 8, 2 and 8, 3 and 8. No one fragging. It's only Nico that's provided any kills so far. None of the rounds have really been close since the initial 0-3. Draken's just been the absolute MVP so far. Finds himself 13 kills after 9 rounds. Another buy available, just riding the loss bonus to this point. Guardian has another AWP, and does he want to keep buying that? Because it doesn't really seem to be working out whatsoever. Draken, tagged up by the nade. Looking towards Playground once again, but that's where Rez is. Carrigan looking very poor tonight as well as the flashbang comes through. Rez will be pushed back at least, so he's done his job, and Rain's been hit down to 2 HP. Draken connects the shot, must have been through the corner as Forest takes down Guardian again. This is turning out to be an absolute travesty for him. Can't really get anything going whatsoever. 5 on 3.5. You can see Rain's pretty much out of the game. And we'll see whether Get Right can exploit this gap. Exist is certainly trying to do so.
Get Right's peeking through as well. Exist going to go ahead and leave that position down towards short. Regroup with Nico down here in connector. Now this time FaZe, they have a decent bit of utility to work with, and they're going to need that if they want to try and nullify Draken here inside of this A-bomb site. Feels like, you know, we keep saying his name, and it's for good reason. He has been on fire thus far. He's made this A-bomb site just his playground. So now they're lining up these smokes, these flashes to go in. The spray's down to try and get rid of that smoke lineup.
That's such a good position from Rez. He can just foil everything here. As he waits, he will get nothing. And Draken really is feeling, isn't he? Goes for another close-range kill. This is absolutely insane. He'll have to be taken down here. Surely, not before he finds Carrigan. He can't have anything more left in the tank. Finally, he is taken down, and Rain gets a couple. HG's coming in, and that could be enough. Bomb not planted, and Rain really hasn't got much to work with here. Will desperately try to get it down. Now he can't plant, as he will get one more kill, but he cannot win the round. And he'll be leaving with no money. There are 2 Rains, apparently, on the server right now. Carrigan comes back in. It might have just been a quick reconnect, I'm not sure. Yeah. Rain has an AK, and that's enough. They can keep buying, because you can see they've got about 4k per player. They can't win any of these rounds. Guardian's going down at first every single time, as Forrest got him with the AK before. Then Draken, so confident in his ability at this point, is pushing through those smokes, finds 2 more kills, and there's just no time left to do anything with it. 15 and 5. And Guardian rejoining the 7. We just kind of reset the score. Just to kind of take the spotlight.
Yeah, I think you were going to try. Were you going to try and quote that there, Henry? Tell us what Guardian was at, or was it just?
It was 1 and 10.
Okay, well then there we go. But yeah, I was going to say we had 2 Rains in this server. We have the technology to clone Rain, but not the technology to keep a TS up for more than 5 minutes.
That's true.
What a year 2018 is. For FaZe, it's getting a bit dire now. You feel like NIP, they're having fun with it, and that's when I think this NIP roster are at their most dead. I think most teams are, you know, whenever everyone's kind of having a very good time, feeling confident. We saw Get Right go for the knife, right, in that previous, in the previous round. This time FaZe, a much faster round. It's already been denied by the Molotovs down towards short, so these players that long have been hung out to dry. Forrest going to double down, and Dennis, he's not done either. That round was very, very quick. Just a flurry of death inside of B. And, well, it's all NIP players left standing at the end.
8 and 3, and Eco presumably coming in from FaZe. This is a 0-3 game in favour of the aforementioned international squad. Forrest will be spraying them down. Nothing these boys can do to penetrate the defense. Looking for 9-3. Looking likely as well, considering the buy they're up against. Eagles, a scout. and some CZs. That's about it. Nico will be looking towards middle for the aggressive play from Draken, but I think at this point they've probably read that it is going to be quite a low buy. Rez will be throwing grenades and setting Forest up there. He could open the door and spray them all down. Oh my god, it's an absolute bloodbath. The bomb is found. Rez and Forest going to town, and there's one more kill to find. That's going to be Nico with that scout. 9th round guaranteed at this point. He might get one headshot here, but that's about it. Rez is low. Wants to be very careful here as Nico. Nice work on the bunny hop. That's like 5, 6 connected. That wasn't bad. Unfortunately, it was a situation where he actually could have done anything with it. That would have been cool, but ultimately not. Rez or Draken will take it down to finish things off. It's turning into a bit of a damp squib. Not really much to report, I'm afraid. Guardian now 1 in 12, I think. Carrigan 2 and 11, not doing much better. We'll look at the bigger names. 6 and 10 for Nico, hasn't fragged in about 5 rounds. Existed at the top, I think, with 8. That is not looking too good, is it?
It's definitely not, you know, especially when you have names like Nico, Guardian in your roster, you know, you're kind of expecting them to be up there at the top. Draken still going aggressive over in mid. They're going to go toe-to-toe with Guardian. Now, Rez has already gone through the smoke as well, and he's up at the fountain. This is such a strong position. FaZe have to be ready for it. You've got the bait and switch. Guardian going to tag down Draken. He can't seem to catch a break, but that's at least allowed Carrigan to find the opener. Now, they have to clear out Rez, but they've gone walking on by him. Guardian lands that shot, though. And this is a better round from FaZe. They have lost Exist down towards B. Now the pressure's on for Get Right. 1v4 essentially inside of this bomb site, and he's going to get beheaded by Carrigan. Dennis, I'm going to say, surely doesn't go through here.
Well, they've got like 16k on Forest. Dennis not far behind it. They might as well go for the round in general. Try and cause as much financial damage towards the T's as they can. They've got money for the rest of the half, even more so. As now Forest will make his way up with the AK, knowing that if he finds 2-3 kills, might not win the round, but it could be enough just to make something a little bit special happen here. There he comes. Forest will give it his best as he's got Carrigan. Nice shot. If he gets that one, maybe he's got onto something. But overall, it will be FaZe picking up another round there. Round number 14, coming to the dying sectors now of the first half. Maybe the double up setup again for an IP. Like we said, only one more round to go, and they've got another buy in the bag. That's before the loss bonus or win reward comes in. So they're absolutely fine here. Carrigan matches up the AK. Guardian gets 2 kills that round, so managing to get into the game somewhat after quite a disappointing half. It's Guardian looking towards middle. It's Draken who's going to be there this time, besting him. He's starting to get into the game now. Is it too little too late? I'm not sure. Rez replies quickly. Guardian smoked out. We'll have to be a little bit frustrated at that one. Carrigan looking at Forest, but finds a shot in the back of the head. Makes him look a little bit foolish as Forest takes back the man advantage. Drops the smoke and no real map control coming in whatsoever from FaZe. They're stuck all the way back in playground and T-steps.
Yeah, they've been boxed in. NIP, they've taken so much ground. Forest just keeping a stranglehold down here on Connector as well. The one silver lining perhaps you've had Exist, and he's made sure that Short is clear this whole time. That bomb's going to start to rotate down towards this B bomb site, but Forest is going to be there immediately. The second any noise is made, he still lurks down in Connector. Dennis has been good in this B bomb site, and you can see Rez, he's been freed up thanks to all this information that Get Right's got on this flank through long. He's going to start to rotate in towards B. There's going to be 2 players here with a quick flank in from Forest. And FaZe, they've got their work cut out for them. They have not made this round easy. Rez has now arrived. Gonna go ducking down into the site. Dennis watching from Graffiti with the AWP. Smoke's gone down and nullify Dennis. Forest in the back. Get Right going on this long flank. And FaZe, they are able to get the bomb down. Exist wins out that first duel, so now it's a 3-on-3. This is where things start to become possible here for FaZe. Rez. Nico's able to go ahead and drop Dennis. Get Right emerges on the flank, but now they know that he's here. It's Rez skirting by. He's gone ahead and dropped Exist, and now Nico 1v2, and Rez will take his head off. So just like that, NIP 10-4. They managed to win it out in the retake.
Money will actually be okay for FaZe in the end there. Nico left in a very difficult position, but great round by Rez. Nice chaotic introduction to round number 14 there with the mid plays coming in. Guardian finally getting the opening pick, but Rez kept answering back. Aggressive play towards middle and coming in with the 2 kills at the end. He is sometimes a sensational player, sometimes a little bit average, but tonight is looking great. We'll get into the final round here. Pistol for a couple exists, and Carrigan just down to the CZ. Guardian, though, with the AWP. AKs for Rain and Nico. Door naded out. Nico stuck in a bit of an odd spot here. Going to have flames in front of him. Really do need this last round. It has not been a successful first half for them. Nico getting wallbang down to 29 HP. Far from ideal, as they'll throw a Molotov directly beneath the boost. Trying to push anyone out towards the door and then wallbang them. It's a nice idea. Nico is the walking wounded right now. Boost potentially coming in. As it will be Dennis to go up the AWP. Probably going to throw a Molotov in first, or just a flash. Another dink dumb as Guardian goes down to 16. That's Rez to deliver another bit of damage. Draken, the P250 only gets one. Rain trades him out.
That's now a gun that can get retrieved. Exist has an AWP. Imagine, I'd like to go ahead and throw that onto Nico, perhaps. He was having a good time of things, actually, with the AWP on Trey whenever he picked it up. But, Guardian gets caught rotating back around. Not expecting that aggression at long from Rez, because why would you? Now, Exist peeking into the site. Dennis, not only has he found him, but most importantly, that's the bomb dropped out in the open. FaZe now have to fight to try and reclaim control of the bomb with only 27 seconds left. Time's ticking low. They have to find some leeway somewhere, and Rez, he's not going to give anything up. It's Rain. Bomb on his back, 17 seconds, and a very tall order ahead of him. Doesn't check the close angle. Get right, gonna go ahead and lock in at that 11th round for NIP. And that is a very triumphant CT side there from the Ninjas.
Absolutely so. Not looking too good for FaZe, I'm afraid. They won the pistol, got the 0 and 3, and couldn't post much more. Draken, what a sensational half that was. Rock'em, Sock'em, Counter-Strike, up close and personal. Every shot seemed to connect. And there will be Rez as well, looking very good. Didn't see much for the old guard there, although Get Right and Forest were excellent on the first map. You can see them at the bottom here, but Dennis, 9 and 5, just holding B. FaZe didn't really go there too often. Carrigan, 5 and 15, Guardian, 4 and 13. Really hasn't gone well for anyone, to be honest. Exist is top fragging, so that's not the way it should be looking. They need this pistol, but it's never that easy in Pro League. 11-4 normally goes to all 30 rounds still. So I'm assuming FaZe will pick this one up. Six. That is one in Betway odds. Looking too good for the FaZe boys, the way they've been playing this evening. They are on the CT side though. Towards B we go. No nades whatsoever for NIP. They'll be making their way in. Oof, Exist. Both of them wrecked on the B-bomb side. Nico needs at least one. Will he be able to get it? I'm not so sure. He's low HP. Down he goes at the first frag and the second. NIP completely swarming the side now. 5 on 2 again. How many times have I said that this evening? And planting the open, that was a little bit overzealous. I think he's going to get carried away there, my friend. Will be Rez though. These are the kind of shots that are sometimes the most hard. As Guardian though, left in the 3 versus 1. Rez does deliver there. Picks up the PG-1000, or the Sonic USP I should say. And Guardian with no kits, and not really much to do in this round. Knows it's pretty much done. Bomb's ticking away. He's got nothing to defuse it with. And he'll just be challenging towards short. He's getting challenges from everywhere, and it will indeed be a pistol victory for NIP. 12-4. Forced by from FaZe, and was guaranteed it's when they need the round. They'll get the armor, the Deagles. If they don't win this, Harry, I'm afraid it's probably going to be GG.
I have to agree with you there, Henry.
They've been very flat tonight, haven't they?
It's just for FaZe. I don't even know what's going wrong right now. It just seems like you know they're playing not all that bad. All things considered, Guardian's been a bit quiet here and there, but it just feels like NIP are kind of beating them in every duel that they take. Of course, Exist top fragging. Kind of the one reoccurring problem has been that he's normally the weaker player in this team, so that's not what we'd like to see. This force buy is very, very important for FaZe. We were kind of bigging them up on trains, saying you can't count NIP out when they have when they force bought these pistols, this armor as well. They're so proficient with it usually. They need to kind of live up to that now. Get right. He's going to get caught off guard. So there we go. That's the first kill found for FaZe. Nico. Here's the man to get it. Rain now to his attention out to Long, but he gets beheaded. Forest. Next that shot, the scout from Guardian does rain in some damage. That's painted up Forest. It made him a bit more hesitant here about taking this peek into Log. Smoke goes down from Rez. That's just to allow Forest to cross back to safety if he wants it. Carrigan now slipping on past the toilets. He's going to be lying in wait with the CZ.
It still could fall apart from Ninjas. It took one of these kills to work out. Carrigan could get him. I'll run around the corner now. There it is. The double, but certainly makes things uncomfortable. 3-on-3 now exists, coming in from the back. I'm sure they'll be ready and waiting for a res, maybe not be. Oh, goodness gracious. There it is, exists converts. I'm not sure why NIP are being so cautious here. It's nuts. Just get on the side, boys. Why are you walking up and wasting all this time? The round's over now. FaZe will indeed be taking us to all 30 rounds. As Forest is now left in a pretty much unwinnable situation. This is the first, and there's the kill. NLP just didn't want to go in with the advantage they had. They were waiting so long and then walked in and allowed all these flanks to happen, and it all fell apart very quickly. So FaZe will be keeping themselves in this game. NLP don't have to force buy this one. They can wait for the AKs in the next. But this is the final map of the evening, ladies and gentlemen. 17 kills for Rez and Draken on 19 as well, but FaZe still the round away. An apprehensive NIP that couldn't close things out. FaZe right back in this. And indeed, they will just take the eco here, get the AKs out in the next round.
Yeah, this is one that, you imagine FaZe want to just try and keep clean. This is one they should be winning out. There should be no real way for NIP back into it. At least not into this round, rather. So a good chance for FaZe to start to string a couple together. The curious thing for me is, with Exist having a step on in to replace Olaf, with, him taking some time away, kind of, roster shuffles going on across the board. It feels like a lot of these teams that were at the top are in, at least for the time being, like, a bit of, like, a weaker position. If you think about it, over in NA as well, we've had the change, SK making, removing Taco, bringing in Stewie. You've also got kind of turbulent times for Liquid.
Yeah, it's not, Counter-Strike's really weird right now.
It is, isn't it? Right at the top, there's been, it's a real turbulent time for all of these teams. Kind of a shot for some new challenges, perhaps, up at that kind of top 3 mark. I think Mowers are probably the team to keep an eye on.
Yeah, well, they're the most stable right now. They've been given that roster for a long time. They're winning trophies. They're ranked number 2 in the world right now. They seem to be getting better as time goes on. So yeah, they're definitely competing for that number 1 spot. That'd be absolutely insane. If you told me 2 years ago Chris J would be the number 1 team in the world in 2018, I wouldn't believe you. I'd be laughing.
I mean, not only that, if you got told that Mouse would ever do well without Nika being on the team, I think you would have laughed at the idea.
Absolutely. Well, AK's out now for an IP. They had a chance to close this game out, but then lost to the Eagles. 12-6. We'll head towards B. Will be Rez with the first kill, though. Nice shot to take down Rain. 5 and 4. He'll be traded out, though. Guardian will find him. So Nico to down here. Double hit. He knows he's done damage. And he is flashed, but he's fallen back. He's done a lot, so that should be the round in favour of FaZe. I say that. And he's going to be Get Right fighting back valiantly, but 2 versus 1 doesn't look like this will be enough, and it will be FaZe 2. Hit number 7 on the board here, but the bomb might be able to get planted if the smoke's down correctly. Carrigan has to be boosting up 1. I think Guardian did give the information. Surely Carrigan don't miss that. That would have been an absolute nightmare. That could have been one of the biggest whiffs of the evening. Wasn't the cleanest of kills, but they all count, Harry.
Yeah, I mean that was a butt clenching moment there for Carrigan. 7-12 though, FaZe, they are within the realms of a comeback here, especially as NIP, that economy once again going to come back to punish them. No money in this round. You imagine FaZe could pick themselves up an 8th. And I do think the thing with Overpass is kind of that disparity between how you can play with the AWP on the T side versus the CT side. I think it's so much more viable on the CT side that Guardian can kind of start to come into his own a bit, and maybe we have to see Draken kind of take a bit of a back seat in that regard, and that could definitely assist FaZe in making this comeback happen. NIP just hoping to do some damage because they have been able to keep FaZe very, very modest, coming down to the 1v1 in the previous round, and any damage they can find here is worth its weight in gold.
Here we go. NIP on the pistols. Guardian will be nading in. I don't think that'll do much damage. Actually, more than I thought. Rez will be challenging him, though. Tagging him up somewhat. Could be uncomfortable in the timing. Rain does get dropped. Guardian backed up by Carrigan should be absolutely fine at this point. Carrigan will find a couple. Guardian to finish things off. 12-8. Round number 20 goes in favor of FaZe. NIP with a bit of work to do here. They've certainly had the wind taken out of their sails as we go forward. FaZe starting to look a little bit better. And 11-4 at half. FaZe managing to get 4 in a row now. With a smoke towards Monster. There we go.
This is a much slower round from NIP. They've maybe been staggered back by this resurgence that FaZe have had. Yeah, right's keeping an eye on B, making sure that no one goes aggressive. Meanwhile, NIP have the rest of the guys down in mid. You also have Dennis clearing out connector, playing this default early on. It's Guardian along with the AWP. Could have someone come his way soon. Where is Draken? It's kind of the man you'd want to step up to challenge him here. So they seem more preoccupied with mid. And the danger man, I guess, right now is kind of Rain as he holds close. He has support from Carrigan and Guardian between Toilets and Long. It's just a little bit of utility usage, a couple of kills here and there. And suddenly Rain's in a very forward position all on his own. So Carrigan picking up that kill. Pretty essential as now he starts to hold a more passive angle. Rain's fallen back to Long. You can hear the players skirting on by in mid. Carrigan's had to retreat back into the bomb site. Dennis leading the way on this charge. Actually, the bomb is dipped down into B, and that frag from Dennis, that's going to start to keep these players trapped in at Long. Nico and Exist have to try and make a stand, and Nico falls at the first hurdle. Dennis still doing damage up on A. But the B players fall short, and just like that, Rain and Guardian left to try and retake this site 2-on-3.
Good smoke from Reds. This is looking promising for NIP here. Guardian very low. And all these rounds have been incredibly tight. So they might be better off just saving the weaponry here, knowing that the percentage chance is not looking good for them on the retake. So yes, indeed, they will save. 13 rounds picked up by NIP here. 3 players will survive for the Swedish roster. Just 1 kill for Get Right and Rez. We needed 3 in total. 2 players survive. We'll be taking a bit of utility with them into the next round, and Guardian's AWP is everything there. They're only going to get $1,400 as they fumble to get on the flower bed here. There it is. He's done that jump enough times. He'll have enough to drop an M4 if required. Rain as well. He can just about, but he probably opt for a bit more utility instead. Next round, we'll be deciding if NIP can close this one out quickly, or we'll be going the full distance. As they will get absolutely no money for the next round, especially if they don't save any weaponry. NIP in the driving seat once again after a successful little B rotate there.
Yeah, this is a big round for FaZe. If they win this, they reset that NIP economy, and then they can really look to try and get some wind in their sails behind this comeback. If not, if they lose, then they will be force buying until the very end. NIP early on going to exert some presence once again in towards Park here. Looking over towards the long angle. No one going to be going aggressive from FaZe anytime soon, as Guardian and Rain instead hold a bit more measured back towards Toilets. So NIP get this area of the map for free. Haven't had to work too hard for it. Guardian though holding down here towards short. They're going to go ahead and boost up Draken to try and peek into this. Guardian just falling off. He does manage to evade the danger for the time being. This time NIP not finding anything over towards this A bomb site. Of course, it was Dennis who was able to get that 1 kill in the previous round that kind of turned the heat up for FaZe. This time it seems like they're just going to dedicate all their attention, all their resources down towards this B bomb site.
Well, indeed. 40 seconds remain. 5 players here. No one towards short just yet. Rain will be shorting middle. Rest with the first kill there. Big one. Nemesis exists on the other side, but he's got a lineup potential. Does so much damage, but can't find any killing blows. Carrigan rotates in blindly as he still stays alive here. Guardian with a nice shot. This is still anyone's round, but more so for FaZe. Carrigan, though, can't find the ones that really matter. Got the Guardian with the AWP to try and make this happen. 2 versus 1 now. Guardian hits another. 1 versus 1 of Rez. Remember, though, the HP is not really a factor at this point. Guardian has got the kit, trying to walk around, but he is making noise. Bomb in front of him. He has no idea where Rez is, but still seems to have the advantage somewhere. You just feel like he's going to hit a no-scope any second right now. It's not happening for him, but finally there it is. He's just so good in these scenarios. Rez just looked like he didn't know what to do there, kind of panicking somewhat, and gets taken down. There we have it. FaZe stay in the game, and NIP knocked down to an eco. Very important 1v1. And it will be them with no cash here. They're going to buy anyway. They know how close FaZe are to breaking points. They're going to try and force all they can.
Yeah, it's definitely a gamble to take, but yeah, as you pointed out, they know that FaZe wants. They don't have the money to sustain these buys. It's another chance for NIP to break the economy of FaZe. It's a high risk, high reward play for NIP.
What's going on here? Is this a technical issue? Yes.
I just got told that they're trying to match medic. That you got to match.
Just what you need at the end of the night.
Yeah. Well, you know how it is, Henry. They can't have you get home too early tonight.
No. Well,
yeah. Forrest timed out from the server. That's what happened. Clearly, his ISP is the same person who provides.
I don't know what's going on in online. I've never had any problems in the last year, I think, with dropping out of servers or TeamSpeak or headset issues. I don't know what is going on.
I want to know who the pros buy their stuff from. It feels like everything's like from these really, shady places, because everything just breaks every 30 minutes. It feels like.
Yeah, it's really weird.
Oh, we're not doing this again, Henry. Back at the ice cream.
We've done this.
Yeah, we've tried this joke.
There's the actual cafe itself.
I didn't even know there was a cafe up there. I'll be honest with you.
It's fair. It must be for very small people. How tiny is that door? How's anyone getting in there? So you walk up there, you get your ice cream. You can't really stand up when you're in there. But it's looking pretty nice.
The tables are pretty small as well, actually. Like this is a cafe for
children.
For children, yeah.
How do you get around the back there? There's no door.
No, you just vault.
We've got a garden area, but you're going to have to jump over this wall. It's just a little jump over here.
And to a child, that wall is probably a pretty big one.
Well, either way, 13-9. And Robin, he'll be dropping a USP for the boys.
Yeah, you always love there being some problems. But, just to recap where we are right now, NIP, it was a very, very dominant half from them. The scoreline, let's not forget, end of the first half, 11-4 in favor of the Swedes. Since then, FaZe have done a very decent job at pulling the round back. Of course, we saw NIP go for a force buy. It still seems a little bit wrong, judging by the fact that they have Peter playing and Forrest in the coach slot. I don't see them making that roster shuffle anytime soon. There's been a few questionable ones, but I don't see that being the case. And yeah, for FaZe, the pressure is still on. They're still very, very close to being reset. That's going to be at the forefront of their minds. They've put everything into this round as you would expect. I think we saw Carrigan have to pick up an MP9. It looks like maybe he's changed that to a Mag 7. But yeah, for FaZe, clearly anticipating that it's going to be the eco from NIP. At least that's what it felt like, judging by their buy in the previous round.
Still paused here for now. Let's see whether we can get back into it. Like I said, end of the evening, just what you want. NIP will be hoping to get Forrest back on here. Looks like we might be ready to go. I'm not sure. Bones in spawn. Here's the scores for you to look at. Exist on the FaZe side, remember. This is not a glitch. Do not adjust your set. He is at the top. These frags don't seem up to date though. Guardian definitely has more than 3 kills.
No, yeah, I've just heard this is from the I presume from maybe the first half or the second half.
Okay, maybe it's the second half. No, it hasn't been 13 rounds.
I'm not entirely sure then. I guess yeah. Oh, okay, so supposedly yeah, the match medic has taken a hit to the old scoreboard.
Well, get it down then. Get rid of it. Not going to be helpful. So there's an idea of some random scores
Yeah,
for you, some hypothetical stats. That's better. Maybe
yeah,
this will be more.
This is much nicer. This seems more correct.
Yeah, well, there we go. 21 kills for Rez, Draken on 20 as well. The all young boys getting it done there. Get Ryan Forrest and Dennis, the older guys, at the very bottom. Going to exist at the top with Nico on 13. And Guardian, Rain, and Carrigan all hovering around 11 frags. Guardian has looked much better in the second half. And the match medics causing all sorts of hassle.
Yeah. Henry, you've kind of annoyed me by pointing out the whole CAF's existence now, because I'm really questioning the whole design of this entire map. Like, why would you build your CAF on the top of a toilet?
Yeah, like here's a massive public toilet.
Yeah.
We have our lovely ice cream shop directly above it. Like, you can see those table and chairs. Like, you're literally above a cubicle eating your ice cream. The sewers are stinking. It's not ideal, is it? It really hasn't gone well. But we are back into the action, ladies and gentlemen. NIP, remember, on a bit of a force buy here, considering they couldn't win out the 1v1. Guardian just too smart in those situations. Red choked a little bit, I hate to say it, but definitely had the advantage there. Just didn't know what to do to take down the mighty Guardian in his quick scopes. And we'll see whether this will be enough to win the round. We'll be getting into the next one. Match paused, of course. As we'll see whether this is realistic to get the game going again. I'm not sure it is. It feels like it's all gone wrong. We have got the coaches on. We have got all 5 players on either side.
The issue is NIP forgot to join TeamSpeak, apparently.
What is it going on with
I don't even know.
Like, it's
How's that
really
even possible?
It's really a basic procedure to be on TeamSpeak. They forgot to
Forrest
join it.
just sat there like, yeah, everyone's being pretty...
Guys, you ready? Wait, I can't hear it.
Yeah, it's madness. But anyway, we're back into it, Henry. 9-13 is the scoreline right now. FaZe, they've been able to haul a couple of rounds back. They're almost there. They've almost made the comeback a reality. The 4 spies come in from NIP. Carrigan switched from an MP9 to a Mag 7. You gotta love it. And he's taken that down towards Connector. He's waiting, NIP. They've got 4 players down here towards the B-bomb site. Carrigan posted up to try and do damage on the flank. It looks like Exist is going to try peeking into short. He's going to come to regret that decision, though. That's going to leave him with a headache. And now it's Nico making a stand from barrels. He's going to get decapitated, and suddenly 2 versus 3 reigns up in the heavens. Draken does get rid of him, and Guardian has his work cut out for him here. He was quiet in the first half. We saw him start to recover. And what a time for it now. What a time for him to step back up and deliver what we expect from this man. But Forrest gets rid of him from afar. NIP, they're going to win out that round 14-9. They've reset the economy of FaZe. And this is a grim picture now for the, well, what was once an international super team.
Well, this is not looking good at all. They will have to buy everything they can. 1 rifle, mixture of pistols, a scout there as well. Lose this and it's definitely over. NIP homing in on victory now. And as we'll find ourselves at 14-9, even though the TeamSpeak is up and running, firing on all cylinders, because Forrest manages to rejoin and contribute to a lovely round there towards the B side. 2 versus 1 in the end. Guardian couldn't clutch that one out. Shots coming in. Carrigan will take a bit of damage there. Not going to be taken down just yet. Forrest will be patrolling towards middle. Molotov's coming in. Guardian push back. He has got the scout. Remember, the team sniper starting to look a lot sharper in the second half. Is this the end for FaZe? Another 2-0 defeat here. They've had 2-0 defeats a lot this week. And a couple of split series. But the teams they shouldn't really be losing to. Here's Nico. They're in good position. Got to find that first shot. No trade, of course. And we'll be hitting Forrest trying to pick it back up. No gun given away. So they'll probably head towards A knowing Nico's there. But if I'm Nico now, I'm rotating towards the A side and just leaving the teammates in there.
The one thing that always scares me in these sorts of rounds, you know, NIP, they've gone a man down. Now they're having to play much more slowly. They're very, very scared of throwing much more away here. And we see them heading up towards this A bomb site. Do they check for rain? Get Right did just skip merrily on by. I always love it when you see people just wallbang this position. They're not going to do it. Forrest is buying. Oh no, Rain's been able to find it. Carrigan somehow gets 2 with a CZ. Blink of an eye. It's all on to Draken. Guardian will quickly mop him up. FaZe, they're not ready to give up yet, Henry. 10-14. They want to take us the full distance. They've reset the economy of NIP.
Oh, yes.
And they're going to answer back with a force, because why not?
Well, there you go. They'll try and end it as quickly as they can. Maybe something a bit faster here with the Deagles, the CZs. FaZe still alive. Overtime on the cards now. And they'll be up against pistols and presumably an eco into the next round. Here's the flashbang towards middle. Guardian will try and take the challenge. Not the AK this time, not the AWP, but the nade comes in, does significant damage towards Forrest. Now he's dead. Good play by Guardian. Nice little flashbang to get him a step forward towards middle. Dennis will open the door and presumably meet his maker in the form of Nico. It's res towards short though. Nico is there and finds his head blown off. Lots of damage inflicted towards Exist. Damage all over the shop really. Good grenade, but will he be taken down? Not quite. Dinked up. Down to just 15 points of health. Flashbang comes in and it looks like FaZe have got this one under control. At least for now.
Oh, they're going to go boosting Get Right over here. Oh, no, that's awkward. Guardian's there, and he's gone. Get Right going to find him with the CZ. That was a messy
like a nail
engagement.
gun, wasn't it? Right up against the wood. Put it through his head. Good night. Well, there you go. 3 on 3. No HP for Exist. They've only managed to recover 1 rifle LP, that is. Plenty of time remaining. What's the play here?
Well, they've got a bit of time to play with. Exist is tagged very, very low. He's 1 shot before he goes down, so they have to be a bit careful. He's holding this forward position over at short, but Carrigan, he's dropped the bomb. 30 seconds. There's not really any time to go ahead and pick that up and head up towards A now, so now we're waiting for Dennis to join Get Right here. Rotation coming in from Rain up into Heaven. Oh, there's the peek from Exist. He catches Get Right unaware. Dennis, 15 seconds in a dream. And a deagle. Can't write that off, but no. Carrigan will go ahead. Stamp in that 11th round for FaZe. 3 rounds between them and NIP. Now finally NIP have to go ahead and take the eco. They've been really against the idea of going for that because they want to keep this FaZe economy modest. They don't want to let them build up any money, any sort of buffer to play with.
Full eco, you're right. Well, this is going to go the full distance at this point. Round number 26 coming in. NIP, I've got a feeling they can drop this one completely. It could be a 16-14 in favour of FaZe. They have the momentum now. They have the money. It's starting to swell and Exist could drop an absolute nuke on them. It's going to be well placed. The water slows it down somewhat, but still does about 60 damage there. Let's see whether Exist can find a bit more. We'll have teammates, or former teammates, I should say, all in front of him. Looking for that big confident spray down. That's what we want to see. The smoke will dissipate. They're waiting there in some sort of tower. They're going to be boosting players through, but it's an absolute yeah, nothing to get too excited about. NIP tried to try something a bit nifty through the smoke. Didn't really work out how they intended. They have money for a buy again. 14-12 as we go forward. It's round number 27. It's 11-4 at half, Harry. It really has taken a while for NIP to try and close this one out. They keep getting reset every round they win. Lots of disconnects in the process.
The pressure is really on now for either one of these teams because... Whoa, that spray from Rain, almost, but here's Guardian. He's going to double down, and that is massive. FaZe, they're looking good into this round. Rez and Get Right left alive. And while both these guys have looked good thus far, this is going to be a very, very tall order for them to try and win this round out. It's going to be massive if FaZe manage to win this one out, as there'll be no money left for NIP. You imagine at that point a 14-14 scoreline is almost guaranteed. Rez is going to try peeking out here over in towards long. Guardian is inside of this site with the AWP. But with how he's been hitting these shots, I wouldn't want to be peeking into him anytime soon. He's going to go out for it, and that's the third, the hat trick for him. It's all on Get Right. I mean, there was a time where we wouldn't have Get Right out of this situation. Those times somewhat behind him now, but can he look now to turn back the years?
We'll see. I'm not sure it'll be working out from it at all. He has got the bomb. 40 seconds. He's going to tuck himself in the corner, maybe. Hope someone overlooks his position. It's unlikely. Carrigan on the other side. It's almost a death sentence at this point. He'll get taken down. Carrigan not going to be getting the cleanest of kills again, but manages to pick it up all the same. 13-40 now. I think it's probably another eco coming in. His Guardian with the fast play towards a connector. Spotted 2. Quick scope on the second. And we'll get into the next round. Money, yes, well and truly broken. As we get to round number 28, it has to be all the rounds now. Not going to be an all-in purchase, but pretty much. I guess they do get some loss bonus going to the next round. NIP, that is. Guardian towards middle. He's looking much more confident now. In the first half, he was an absolute bundle of nerves. Didn't really look very confident at all. His Draken They've dropped off significantly.
Yeah, it feels like we see that quite a lot from Orpas on this map, though. It does feel like the CT side is much more, I guess, like rewarding if you are an Orpa in that sense. There's a lot more you can do with it. Because, you know, since getting into this second half, yeah, Draken's fallen almost completely silent. NIP need him now more than ever. They're going to be scooting up through this short angle. Already Carrigan's rotated up into towards the side. Oh, you hate to see that. Then it's going to give Rez a little bit of a...
Love tap there.
Yeah.
Keep him in check.
Well, here we go. The CZs can do damage up close. Carrigan's fully flashed. He's going to go down. Guardian's got his work cut out from here to try and stay alive. And he falls. Here's Rain at long. And there we go. Hopefully he's going to mop these players up. Forrest able to glance back. And he's got the AWP, so you can't write him out just yet.
The mind games begin. He's got enough time just to really slow things right down. We'll be heading towards the connector. Problem is with Overpass, even if he gets the right call here, the rotation's so quick for the CTs between each bomb site. Even if he gets a clean plant, he'll have them hot on his heels. It looks like he's made the right choice, though. No one here whatsoever. Might as well just go for as much of a promising plan as he can. It goes down. He has got a real chance here. Remember, he's got armor as well. A flashbang. He's going to push towards CT. So in they come. They won't be expecting him here, but they are sticking together. That is wise play. It's pretty much guaranteed they win this round now. Forrest won't be able to reset. They get the first. Get out. Oh my god! It was so close, but it won't be enough. Exist will take him down. Perfectly played by FaZe. Like I said, even though he gets that great position, he can only get one there. But he gave himself a chance. Jumps back with a knife. Forrest so close, but not quite close enough. He does get a lot of money for his team in terms of the plant. And like I said, all the rounds will be happening. We get into round number 29. We've already had a double overtime this evening. Can we go one step further and find triple overtime? That's what I want.
Yeah, I mean, I'd love it. I love seeing NIP, but that there felt like a real, you know, real top 10 anime betrayal exist. Winning out the 1v1 to carry FaZe to a 14-14 scoreline.
Absolutely.
And now they're in with a real shot. I mean, this comeback, let's not forget, it was a 4-11 half in favor of NIP. So FaZe, they've done a monstrous job of pulling this back to 14-14. In the second half, they've got an insane 11-3 run.
Double orb setup. Nico boosted up towards B, looking at short. This is all coming to a head now. The orb very good in this position. We can see it's exposed from the squeaky door. He's got no one really covering that position. That's a bit of a problem. Takes a bit of a gamble here. So does Guardian. Takes down Draken. Like we said, he really has dropped off the pace a little bit here. And there will be a chance now. 5-on-4. What a comeback this would be. FaZe looking like them old selves again. We'll fall back once they got the man advantage. Rez starts to make his way towards middle, joined by Dennis. They are going to be in a default setup here. One player towards long, three towards middle. Still have a couple of smokes. I think that's good if they execute. It doesn't look like any sort of fake or anything inventable happening here. Forrest actually on the AWP now. Smokes come in, and they'll try and shut down whatever's on the other side. They've got 3 CTs to deal with. It's very telegraphed as to what they're up to here. Rain will tuck himself in the corner. Here comes the final commitment, but Guardian can hear them coming. Can he get any kills? Not quite. He's burning in the flames here. Luckily, the smoke will extinguish it. And NIP still fighting for match point here. It's not clear which way it will go as the bomb gets planted. Carrigan waiting for his teammates. Smoked out of the situation. Nico removed from it. And now 2 versus 3. Bomb planted, and NIP have somehow turned this round around. And it will be Carrigan to drop. NIP will be finding match point first. Money available for both sides. Overtime still very much on the cards. Almost guaranteed at this point. The way FaZe have been playing. Opening pick does not find them the round they wanted.
This is unreal. 14-15 FaZe. They fought so hard to pull this back. They went on an insane 11-3 run, now 11-4 as NIP have gone ahead and reached match point. It would be devastating to them to lose this now. Especially with how Guardian, he's had a massive step up. He's been trying his hardest. He's had a supporting cast around him as well. They've put in tremendous effort to get here. And NIP, well, 3 players over in mid. Looking like they want to try their hand, perhaps back over towards the bomb site. It's where they've had success. Rain's holding close in the toilets. He's got no support, though. He's here all on his lonesome. Guardian spots them falling back down through connector. Rain could potentially find the bomb as well. Dennis biding his time up at the top of the stairs. peek coming through just yet. Rain is in real danger being here now as players start to make their way through long. He has spotted Dennis with the bomb, but he isn't able to find him, and that's his position telegraphed.
Here we go, Harry. This is looking grim for NIP. We'll see if they can do anything about this. All of a sudden, it's Get Right to find the first pick. 5 versus 4. Carrigan has to fight tooth and nail now. He's going to be right in amongst the action in the smoke as Guardian starts to do what he does best, finding kills as they press towards the A bomb side. 3 versus 2. The last side of defense on the A side exists. Surely has to get both of them. He gets nothing. And Nico, 3 versus 1 to keep them in the game. It's a defensive plan. 10 seconds won't matter. And that could be it. Nico, after such a slog here in the second half, it seemed like they were done after the 11-4. They managed to take them right to the wire, but NIP will be walking away with this one. Surely he can't do anything about it now. Flashbang goes in, they know exactly where he is. Gets the first. I might have spoken too soon. Forest sits in the same position exists once resided in, and this is looking good, but no, Nico cannot do it, and there we have it. Forest will be bringing home the bacon for NIP.
It took them the full distance. We went full 30 rounds, but they finally get it done. It was an 11-4 half. But NIP, they will be emerging victorious there. They win it out. And FaZe, they're going to go 0-2 in this, Henry.
Well, there you absolutely bang on. I'm really surprised after FaZe in the first half especially. They looked so weak. Draken was making them look foolish. He was just styling on them. Rez was up there as well, but those two went very quiet in the second half. Exist was actually winning a lot of clutches throughout this series for FaZe overall. He kept them in the game, but it wasn't quite enough there. That last round slips by the wayside. And there we have it. It's the end of the evening. Harry will bring back the lovely analyst and host. It's Alex Richardson, and I guess Chad and Henry.
You can leave.
I can leave, can I?
Get out of it, get out of it.
done enough.
Yes, he's definitely done enough today. The double shift, of course, coming in for Harry as well. Rest in peace to your soul. That's
I actually enjoyed it yesterday.
Yeah.
Getting to
Here
see
we
the
go.
EU, then the NA. You
Yeah,
love
all
to see
right,
it.
get that
Is he
black
trying
and
to
white
take
paint
my,
off your face.
my
He's
golden
doing-
boy mantle?
He's pandering. All right, guys, that's Harry and that's Henry. You'll be seeing
Good
more
night,
from
Tom.
Harry indeed, because North America is coming up right now. After this one, we're going to be seeing North America, and indeed, these are the games coming up on North America as well. You get to look forward to Liquid versus Complexity.
Yeah.
Renegades! Yeah! They're taking on Dignitas, and we do get to see Rogue back in action after winning 900 euros in the second tier tournament.
Oh,
of
Alex,
Copenhagen
that's a
Games.
jab right there in the kidneys, isn't it?
They won it, man.
Yeah,
900
they
euros.
did. It was
Big bucks.
the B tournament. But look, you know, these things happen, and they are in the Pro League in North America, somewhere we are not.
Yes, absolutely. I definitely could not compete at the same level they could, and I couldn't win the B tournament in Copenhagen Games either. But how the mighty have fallen. Some big names in that Rogue roster, and unable to really put too much together in the Copenhagen Games main tournament.
Maybe they'll impress us this evening
Fingers
or
crossed.
this morning.
This morning.
Depends
Yes, that's
on your
going to be the
time
late
zone.
one, or the
Yeah.
early one, depending on how your bedtime's looking. Either way, today, though, we do have some results for you as well. We're going to go ahead and bring them up for you so you can go ahead and understand and comprehend exactly what went down today.
Started with a bit of an interesting one, LDLC versus G2 being two relatively close affairs, but G2 getting the much-needed points on the board if they want to have any chance being in Dallas Finals, maybe defending their title from when they were there last time, Alex, in Season 5, I believe it was.
Yes, indeed. FaZe Clan, let's not forget, they want to get back to Dallas, and chances are starting to look more and more bleak. You can see NIP's picking up that big win today. We'll be breaking it down, but it's not too much to be analysed, bearing in mind FaZe operating at suboptimal capacity.
It's not great for them, but if you direct your attention to the column for the secondary stream, I did say yesterday AGO versus Mousesports could be an interesting one because AGO was on that climb. They've shown some impressive results over the last
them
2
go.
days, and once again, Mousesports arguably the best team in the world right now because everyone else is in disarray. Losing to AGO, and they're on that second map right now. So here's our standings. Space Soldier still sitting pretty towards the top. Ninjas in Pyjamas putting themselves closer to that final. And this top 6 or 7 now is looking relatively ferocious, Alex.
AGO, look at that. 6 wins, 11 losses, 1 in overtime. And they've recently, just in the last week, beaten Astralis on Overpass. They've beaten Hellraisers on Overpass and Cash. And now they're beaten Mousesports on Cobble. This has been a fantastic week. They've hit the ground running this week.
Yeah, definitely climbing their way back up. FaZe Clan really needed those points there, unfortunately. Not able to get anything done against NIP. Exist having a couple of moments where he's winning clutches and making things, you know, making it hurt, but
He
they're not able to
did
get
got
any
that
points.
1v1.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
nothing to write home about for them. NIP do pick them all up, and of course, it is going to be a bit of a growth period for FaZe. We've kind of just we've said that so many times.
Yes.
Trying to get him comfortable in the roster. For now, Chad, I say we say goodbye.
Bid everyone an adieu.
Adieu, adieu. We will see you tomorrow. North America is coming up right after this. Chad's shaking his head, but
See you
we'll
next
see you
week.
tomorrow. See you next week.